Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 companies with most COVID-19 vaccine. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. 10 companies are in different stages of clinical trials, and over 100 companies are in preclinical stages, according to the WHO COVID-19 Vaccine Landscape Guide. CanSino Biological, Moderna, Sinovac, University of Oxford, BioNTech, Novavax, Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, Innovio Pharmaceuticals, Beijing Institute of Biological Products, Sinopharm, and Chinese Academy of Medical Sciences, are the top 10 companies in the race for COVID-19 vaccine. Number 10. Novartis. Novartis is a pharmaceutical company based in Switzerland. The COVID-19 pandemic is expected to cause minimal damage to Novartis operations. To develop a vaccine for the coronavirus disease, the company has established partnerships with a variety of research organizations. It has started a phase 3 clinical trial to see whether its myelofibrosis drug ruxolitinib is effective in treating pneumonia in COVID-19 patients, as well as a phase 3 trial of hydroxychloroquine alone and in combination with azithromycin for COVID-19 patients. Number 9. BioNTech Mainz, Germany. Pfizer, a US big pharma, has agreed to a multi-year research and development (R&D) partnership. In 2020-2021, BioNTech and Pfizer are expanding their manufacturing capacities in order to increase production capacity even further. BioNTech Pfizer is collaborating with Fosun Pharma in China to produce BNT162. Investing Pfizer also agreed to pay BioNTech $185 million upfront, including $72 million in cash, and a $113 million equity stake, as well as up to $563 million in milestone payments. BioNTech will receive a $50 million equity investment from Fosun, as well as up to $85 million in upfront and milestone payments. Under the U.S. government's Operation Warp Speed (OWS) initiative, BioNTech will receive $1.93 billion in support from the Departments of Health and Human Services and Defense. Approval by the regulatory authorities. The MHRA, the United Kingdom's health authority, has approved the supply of COVID-19 mRNA vaccine for emergency use under Regulation 174. Pfizer-BioNTech is prepared to ship the first doses to the United Kingdom right away. The vaccine's delivery in the United Kingdom will be prioritized, based on the populations listed in the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunizations guidance. Number 8. Pfizer, Fierce Biotech, Pfizer Press, Fosun. mRNA-1273 is a lipid nanoparticle, LNP, encapsulated mRNA-based vaccine that mimics a natural infection to cause an immune response. Alliances and partnerships. Lonza has partnered with us to manufacture 1 billion doses of mRNA-1273 per year. For the Phase 1 research, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, which is part of the National Institutes of Health, NIH, formed a strategic alliance. Investing Moderna will receive funding from the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, CEPI, to develop an mRNA vaccine against 2019 nCoV. The Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, BARDA, of the United States has pledged $483 million for trials. A total of $472 million has been pledged by the U.S. government. The money will go toward the company's COVID-19 vaccines Phase 3 study and growth. Moderna will receive $1.6 billion in federal funding, as part of the U.S. government's Operation Warp Speed, OWS, initiative. Approval by the regulatory authorities. The United States Food and Drug Administration has granted the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine an emergency use authorization, EUA, for the prevention of coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, which is caused by the coronavirus 2 that causes extreme acute respiratory syndrome, SARS-CoV-2. The vaccine will be made available in the United States for people aged 18 and up. Number 7. Johnson & Johnson. BARDA, which is part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, ASPR, and Johnson & Johnson have partnered to spend more than $1 billion in vaccine research, production, and clinical testing. BARDA, the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, will contribute up to $268.8 million to update and exploit 2 Merck plants in the United States to manufacture J&J's adenovirus-based vaccine. Approval by the regulatory authorities, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA), has granted an emergency use authorization (EUA) for J&J's single-dose COVID-19 vaccine, which was created by Johnson & Johnson's Janssen Pharmaceutical companies to prevent COVID-19 in people aged 18 and up. The Janssen COVID-19 vaccine will be available in the United States for people aged 18 and up. Number 6. Innovio Pharmaceuticals. Innovio has formed a manufacturing relationship with Richter Helm Biologics in Germany to enable large-scale production of the investigational DNA vaccine INO-4800. Collaboration on a COVID-19 vaccine trial with the International Vaccine Institute (IVI) and the Korea National Institute of Health (KNIH). The Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations provided $17.2 million in funding, CEPI. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has provided $5 million to advance and manufacture INO-4800. The U.S. Department of Defense has provided $71 million in funding. Status of clinical trials. In April, the FDA approved the start of clinical trials for INO-4800, a possible DNA vaccine. In healthy volunteers, a Phase 1 clinical trial is being conducted to assess the efficacy, tolerability, and immunogenicity of INO-4800 administered intradermally followed by electroporation. Phase 2 trials are currently taking place in China and South Korea. CEPI, Clinical Trials Arena, Clinical Trial, Innovio, Gates Foundation. Number 5. CanSino Biologics. Alliance with China's PLA and the government-backed Institute of Biotechnology of the Academy of Military Medical Sciences. Precision Nanosystems of Canada has entered into a co-development agreement for the COVID-19 vaccine. The CanSino Biologics AD5-nCoV clinical trial was terminated on August 27 in Canada. Status of clinical trials. A Phase 1 clinical trial is being conducted to assess the safety and tolerability of the recombinant novel coronavirus vaccine, adenoviral vector, in healthy adults 18 to 60 years old. In Wuhan, a Phase 2 clinical trial is currently underway, with 500 safe participants expected to participate. In Canada, a Phase 1 half trial has been approved to begin. Phase 3 trials began in September to assess the effectiveness, safety, and immunogenicity of the drug in healthy adults aged 18 and up. About 40,000 people will take part in the trial. Number 4. Sinovac. Sinovac Research and Development received a total of $15 million in funding, with Advantech Capital and Vivo Capital each contributing $7.5 million. Status of clinical trials for its vaccine candidate against COVID-19. The company is conducting a Phase 1 human clinical trial, which is a randomized, double-blinded, placebo-controlled study. China's National Medical Products Administration (NMPA) has approved Phase 2 clinical trials of the inactivated SARS-CoV-2 vaccine to assess the vaccine candidate's safety and immunogenicity. The vaccine trial's second stage has begun, with over 1,000 volunteers taking part. A Phase 3 clinical trial has begun to evaluate the effectiveness and safety of Sinovic's adsorbed COVID-19 inactivated vaccine in healthcare professionals. Number 3. Wuhan Institute of Biological Products. The Wuhan Institute of Biological Products is a joint venture between the state-owned China National Pharmaceutical Group, Sinopharm Group, and the Chinese Academy of Sciences Wuhan Institute of Virology. Sinopharm is investing $142 million in vaccine research and development at the Beijing Institute of Biological Products and the Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, using 2 different technical approaches. Status of clinical trials. China is conducting Phase 1 and 2 clinical trials. The aim of the study is to determine the safety of the COVID-19 vaccine, verocells, in healthy people of various ages following inoculation with various doses of COVID-19 vaccine, verocells, as well as to investigate the immunogenicity and persistence of COVID-19 vaccine, verocells, in healthy people. The vaccine's first and second phases of clinical trials were approved via the Green Channel by the National Medical Products Administration. The Bahrain International Exhibition and Convention Center has begun a Phase 3 clinical trial of its COVID-19 vaccine candidate, BIECC. The National Health Regulatory Authority, NHRA, approved the trial, which includes over 6,000 volunteers over the age of 18. Number 2. Novavax. Novavax will collaborate with a biologics contract development manufacturing organization, CDMO, in the United States to produce the antigen portion of NVX-CoV 2373 vaccine for at least 10 million doses. It will also work together to scale up the vaccine's Matrix M adjuvant components development and manufacturing. Number 1. Beijing Institute of Biological Products, or Sinopharm China National Biotech Group Co. Limited, CNBG, has partnered with Beijing Institute of Biological Products, a branch of China National Biotech Group Co. Limited, CNBG, Sinopharm. Sinopharm is investing $142 million in vaccine research and development at the Beijing Institute of Biological Products and the Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, using two different technical approaches. China's Ministry of Science and Technology results of clinical trials. The vaccine has a safety rate of 79.34% against the disease, according to an interim review of evidence from its Phase 3 clinical trial. Approval by the regulatory authorities on December 9, the United Arab Emirates approved a Sinopharm vaccine. China's National Medical Products Administration approved the first COVID-19 vaccine on December 31. As of December 15, more than 4.5 million doses had been administered, using at least 3 different drugs, 2 of which were produced by CNBG and 1 by Sinovac Biotech. What do you think about this video? Which of the following top 10 COVID-19 vaccine companies you find most relieving? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.